What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Buds, Bros, and Superheroes. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Nick James. With me, as always, is
Big Body Biggz, the can of pimp.
Thank you so very much for checking our show out. If it is your first time, we're going to talk today about some buds in the form of marijuana. I got a fun little topic today. Bros, we just got hit with a major snowstorm, so shoveling is definitely going to be on the conversation for our hangout time. And superheroes, we watched The Wolverine because we weren't going to start with that X-Men Origins bull. That's right. Yeah, no, I said it. We weren't going to start there. First and foremost, man, how you doing?
I'm still breathing. I'm still free. You know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing good, man.
You're keeping warm?
Yes, sir. Chilling. You know.
Oh, literally. Yeah, no, all the Nepo listeners will know. We'll get to more, but there's a lot of fucking snow outside right now.
I mean, it wasn't like 2017 with the blizzard, but it was pretty deep out there. You know. What we get, like 14 inches or some shit like that?
Some shit like that. Yeah, I know it was definitely different in a few different, but that sounds just about right. It was fucking gnarly.
Yeah, anything over 3 inches, I ain't really trying to fuck with. You know what I mean?
I do indeed. We have a fun show coming up, more shovel and talk, because, man, did I get lucky as fuck. You know, I really, truly did. Before we truly get into the show proper, please, if you could, give this show a like, a subscribe, a follow, all of those things that are on the internets that are very helpful. Fight the algorithm monster, get us more exposure on the YouTubes, on the everything would be nice, please, if you could. If you can't do any of that, please, just tell a friend. That would be awesome as well. Thank you very much for getting through all that in the beginning with us. Let's get this show started with a little bit of buds. Before we do, sir, what's going on with you? I have a fun topic, but I want to save it.
I'm just chilling out, man. Getting ready for Christmas, getting my son's Christmas toys and chilling out, you know.
What are you smoking on this week?
Right now I'm smoking on Platinum OG, and it's pretty much what I've been smoking on the last couple days. It's tasty. It's got that traditional OG taste like that. Like I always say, Pump 3 at Turkey Hill, gasoline type of smell. You know what I mean?
No, I've never understood what you...
You never heard nobody say... Well, I say
I heard you say it more than once, and when you do, I look at you and I go, that doesn't sound enticing to me. I don't understand. Does it taste or smell like gasoline to you? Or
like
are you saying it's fire, it's gas?
It usually doesn't taste like that. It usually tastes sweet, but the smell of it smells like you hear the strain sour diesel, because it supposedly smelled like diesel gas. So I just ran with that. It's just something I always say once in a while, you know, and I just said it again.
Oh, okay. So I get that a little bit more now. Yeah, that does make sense, because I've said sour diesel, and I've used diesel fuel, so it should have made sense before right now, but... until you put those two pieces in front of me, I have never connected them. Very interesting. Okay. So now I get it a little bit more. I like it a little bit more now.
AKA how people say gas. Oh, that's some gas. Or you hear people say, oh, that's fire. Or some good.
Or jet fuel is the name of the strain that we like. Fuel, gas. Yeah, that makes sense too.
Rocket fuel, jet fuel, yeah.
So many things are getting cleared up and we haven't even started yet. So I believe the thing you wanted to talk about is, where did that come from?
Well, I was handing out cards for my show, Big Body Biggz, on YouTube, and this guy was like, yo, I'm going to subscribe to you right now. Okay, cool, subscribe, I'm saying to him. Here, this is what you do. And he was like, hold on a minute. I was pumping my gas, and he was like, hold on a minute. And he went in his car, opens up this little thing, gives me some bud, and it was ice cream cake. He was like, yo, check it out. If you like it, give me a call. It was really good, but I never called him for like 3-4 weeks, almost a month. It took me to call him, so I linked up with him the other day, and it was fire. Pretty good shit. It's cool to meet somebody 10 minutes away. You know what I mean? They can come right to you if they need to, or you can meet them wherever you got to meet them, and pretty cheap and really good. Can't complain.
No, that's awesome. That's great. And can we talk about, too, the other day. So again, I hate to make this the snowy episode, but sent you a little something like, hey, I'm having a pre-blizzard sale. You ain't coming out of your house. Come and get it kind of thing, right?
Right.
That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, a nice list of the different shit and the prices, you know?
I do. That's fucking brilliant. I was honestly blown away by the entrepreneurism in that. Did I say that right? Or is it entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurism? I don't know. I feel like I could probably roll either into a sentence, but I'm not trying to do that right now. Anyway, our place that we kind of like to go to, Green Goods, they did send, they're pretty funny, or I guess not funny. I guess it's good marketing or good customer service is good communication. And hey, it's getting snowy, we're closing. And then today it was like, hey, it sucks out there, we're closed. And then after that, they're like, hey, we got stuff on sale for when we open tomorrow. And it's like, that's fucking great. Thanks for all the goddamn emails. I don't mind them sometimes as long as they work.
That was cool to give you a heads up, Fuck around and drive in the fucking snow. And you get to the place and it's fucking closed. And you're like, no. Now what am I going to do? You know what I mean?
I do. Either that or if I tried to get there and there's no parking.
That too.
Because they didn't do the lot or the side street or something like that. Because I don't know if I was actually technically plowed or if that was just somebody's 4x4 that did my little street. So, like, the place that we're talking about, the only place to park is on streets like that. So, thanks to Green Good. Shout out to you guys. Great place.
Yeah, they're cool.
So, the thing I want to talk about, if we can move on to that, if you don't mind, is smoking with somebody for the first time who you've never smoked with before, but you've been with many times before. Might be like, it was one of my best experiences this week. We had somebody over. They had come, and though we had been around each other semi-frequently over the past few years, the idea of smoking was never really brought up or done. But now it was. And just, I don't know. I forget the first times of getting high. So to watch people get high for one of their first few times, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, you got them high for their first time.
They got themselves because they are a patient, so they brought their own.
Oh.
And they smoked on theirs while we smoked on ours, and we were just kind of hanging out. We ordered dinner. It was fucking delicious. Playing cards and stuff. But yes, it was still, I can't say for certain, but I think it's their first dozen, maybe. Under 100.
So they're just
compared to me, who
smokers.
smokes every single fucking day. Over the last year, I smoked 365 days. So, like, yeah, if I say they're in their first 100, that's still, like, pretty small. Like,
yeah, you're still a rookie.
Yes. And, like, was sitting there like, yay, like, oh, this is going to be fun. I'm going to have people to smoke with. And got ready and got here, and we ate a lot, and it was wonderful. And I don't mean to blow up their spot, because, again, I'm not hating. If anything, I'm jealous. They got themselves so high, they're like, I think I need to step outside and just get some fresh air for a minute.
Damn.
Like, when's the last time you were that high?
Last time I had edibles.
True.
We retired from that, like I said, about 4 years ago. Fuck that.
Yeah, no.
Done.
Retired on that.
I don't know. Oh, you got jelly bears and worms and, it's only 5 milligrams? Fuck that. I'm not eating 2 milligrams. I'm done. Done. I don't want to feel that feeling ever again. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Like, I'm done. Fuck that. I'm good.
But what if smoking got you there? Just by chance.
Say that again?
But what if smoking got you there just by chance? There was this new miracle weed, and I don't know, it just hit you like it was like you were a virgin, just boom. And you got yourself that high where you're like, I need to step outside. You're telling me that you wouldn't roll it up again?
Probably not. And not if I felt the way I felt when I was on edibles. I'm not messing with that. No.
See, I'm dumb enough.
No. Not if I'm going to feel the way I felt before. Nope.
Yeah, I'm dumb enough where I'd be like, I'll do it again. Only because I don't want to feel never under control.
I'm telling you, it hurt to talk. It was like, it was just fucked up. It was something I never knew that could happen from weed. And I never want to see that again.
We were just watching Bert Kreischer's Secret Time, and he's like, I have overserved myself. You ever been to a place where you're just like having an internal conversation where it's like, hey guys, are we breathing right now? And it's like, oh my God, am I not breathing? It's like, no, we're not breathing, boss. That's where it
Yes.
kind of was, where it just, I told that story again to these people because I don't want to say he was embarrassed, but he was like, oh, yeah, it was my first time. Like I said, I got a little high. And I was like, dude, again, I am jealous because I kind of wish I could do that. This is the last time I was that high, and I was at a restaurant. I swear to God, everybody was just like, how dare you come to our beautiful state of Colorado and eat marijuana? And come, like, you know what I mean?
What kind of bud were they smoking?
I
You
don't know if they knew to tell me, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Medical grade.
Yeah. So it was fire. It was some all right.
It had to be something, yeah.
Yeah.
I
if you
do
gotta
know
go
for
get
sure
some
that
fresh
he
fucking
was.
air. If you got to go get fresh air, shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I do know for sure he talked it out. He is trying to mellow and relax, so he did have a specific something for him and that his doctor talked about with him. I know it's not like he sat here in the corner shaking back and forth. He got up, he got some fresh air because fresh air, came back inside and said that was better. And that was it.
Chilled.
So yeah, we're not talking about anything crazy, but I do know the days of like, I should probably change my surrounding just for a minute. Just for a quick minute, let me regroup. I think I've said it on the show more than once that a fun way to envision your brain and how it thinks I get from the episode of SpongeBob where he looks in and it's a bunch of SpongeBobs in an office setting. So I like to think, that high where you're just like, all right, I got to call a board meeting. Everybody come and sit down. We need to regroup, and then everybody will go back to their jobs. Either that or Inside Out. You ever see that Pixar flick?
Nah.
You might dig that one. Maybe. I can't see why not. I don't know. Do you like Pixar as a brand? Do you know any Pixar movies? No, you were trying to tell me that fucking Ninja Turtles and Superman were going to be at Walt Disney the other day. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh, dude, when I was cutting that episode, I cracked up. I was dying when you're like, you could take your kids to Disney and you'll see Mickey Mouse and it's like, ching, and then you'll see Superman, and then you'll see Ninja Turtles, and it's like,
I thought they'd be running around there and shit. I don't know. You know how people dress in the costumes and shit at parks and shit. So
it was a Christmas movie with Schwarzenegger, Turbo Man's in it, and it's called Jingle All the Way. And they have a parade, and all these random heroes are there, and CinemaSins on YouTube was like, why the fuck are they all here in this weird clump? Ding! If you know that reference, CinemaSins, they're pretty fucking funny.
But look, the don't knows out there would have agreed. They would have agreed with me, like, oh yeah, the Super Ninja Turtles are there. Yeah,
Of course.
Superman's fucking there. So isn't Batman. Yeah, you know what I mean. But you actually worked there.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you won't see Superman there. I goddamn guarantee it.
and that sucks.
Wouldn't it be cool, like, if they did one day, everybody was just like, fuck likeness rights. Just have everybody everywhere, just for 24 hours.
Have all the superheroes.
Because that's the best part about Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You ever seen that flick where, like, you have, oh, thank fucking God. There's a scene where Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse are in the same screen, same set, whatever. And I was just like, holy shit, they know each other. Like, as a kid, blew my motherfucking mind. So, yeah, wouldn't that be great if just one day explode all the licenses you want? I don't know. That wouldn't work. Production takes more than one day. Nice little fun tangent there.
This weed I'm smoking is very good, people. And once again, thank you for checking us out.
True. With that, please give us a like, give us a follow, give us all those fun things. We're going to close the book on the buds. Let's open on the bros. So I don't think we buried the lead at all in the fact that northeastern Pennsylvania got buried with snow. And fuck me, Freddy, has it been a hard day. I was out like 5 times last night just trying to get ahead of it. And I knew we were kind of fucked around time number 3 when I went out for time number 4, and it looked like times number 1 through 3 didn't happen.
Right.
And that's when I stopped. I was just like, fuck this. Maybe one more just on the porch, but tomorrow will come and I'll deal with it then because, what did we say? 14, 17
yeah.
inches, something like that in there. I think I saw predicted or whatever.
Binghamton got 40 inches. Binghamton, New York. It's right above PA. Yeah, that's what I heard. They got 40.
My math sucks, but that's a little bit under 4 feet, huh? 36 inches is 3 feet, so
It's like
3 feet and
almost
change.
3.5. Yeah,
God damn.
it's crazy.
But we were talking, the blizzard of 2017 was my first time here, my first winter. I just moved here. So I was just at Wilkes, and they were like, fuck it, we're closed. And I was like, oh, this college thing is awesome, man. You just spend money for them to tell you don't come here. This is great. What happened? How was you shoveling out?
I got lucky because this guy next door has this really old friggin', believe it or not, riding snowblower, and you can hook other shit up to it, like a little plow and shit like that. But he just came up the fucking sidewalk with the whole thing, man. Just did it. Up and back down. All I had to do was like from my porch to the sidewalk, which is 10 feet, nothing. And I shoveled out a little of my car, like a little bit by the road, and then I got out. No problem. It wasn't really, the roads weren't really that bad. I don't know did you drive today actually?
I haven't left the motherfucking house, dude. So I woke up and like I said, I just kind of tried to get as much as I could done. The neighbor had his grandson, if I'm not mistaken, on a quad with
oh, cool.
What's it called? A plow in front of it, I guess. So his shit was done, and then he left right as I was coming out. And the guy, the grandpa, if you will, was like, hey, he'll do your shit. I don't know how much he'll charge you. And I was like, fuck it. Do it.
Tell him to do it.
And he never came back. So I was at work. I got called in a little bit earlier. I was working much more of a mid than a second shift. And then to get you here, I had to go back out and at least make both spots of my driveway available to the street and have you then block us in. So there's at least one spot there.
Yeah, it was perfect.
So I got my shit. I'm trying to move everything from left to right, and I'm piling everything in the corner, right between my house and my neighbor. And now, like I said, my shit is clear, and my next job is to now move all the snow in which I just piled onto my neighbor's side. And all of a sudden, down the street in front of their house, they're the corner house where the next one in, a light, I swear to God, dude, I couldn't have cinematographer, I couldn't have done it better. Around the corner, a light comes out of nowhere, and it's someone doing their shit, and he's coming right towards me down. And all the shit that I had piled, that I was then moving second stage, was gone. It just went...
Yeah.
And it was just nothing for him, and he came around and got it all out of the way, left it cleaner than I could have. And I was just like, thank you. Oh, God, thank you. Or whoever. I'm not trying to get too theological, but Jesus, whoever, thank you. Because I was looking at that mound that I just made, and I was like, I got to do it. I can't fuck the neighbor. I can't fuck the mailman. Like, it's got to get done. And literally, just when I turn, it's... Out of the night comes this knight in shining armor. It was awesome. It really, truly was just great. And I went inside and I was just like, thank God.
Yeah, there's some big fucking piles in front of my house. Not from me, but my neighbors, you know. I'm like, damn, that shit is big. I mean, it's up there, like 7 feet tall mountains. The one girl's actually making an igloo tomorrow.
The neighbor on the other side did that. They, like I said, with the quad, had their shit so much buried out that right in front of my house is a giant pile of snow. And I'm not touching that because it's on the opposite side of my driveway. You guys put it there to get your shit clear, and I'm not going to move all of it.
Right. You didn't do it.
So in front of my house is technically a sidewalk, though it does not change appearance from the black top. But they always park in front of that because they only have 2 spots, just like us. But they've got like 6 cars that come in and out of there.
Damn.
So I think it was them kind of like looking like, oh, maybe he'll do it. And I was like, I only need 2 spots. That's my driveway, right. And that shit's clean now.
I'm good.
You figure that out. I did one path so person could walk through it. But like I think I teased earlier, I do not believe a Department of Public Works, whatever you want to call it, has actually done my street. I think it was just some kid on a quad who was just like, did one pass.
Right.
So whatever the sidewalk / in front of my house street situation is, what it is. Like, we're good, Jack. I got 3 spaces now. 2 of them are my driveway and the one right in front of it.
Right. I mean, if they need the spot that bad, shovel the shit out. Straight up.
Yeah, I mean,
don't wait for you. Don't wait for you, you know?
And the other thing, too, is, like, it's all piled there, and the kid was playing on it. So I hope they're like, well, this is technically your spot. It's like, really? So why is your kid playing on it? Keep your kid off the spot, then.
Keep him up out of here.
If I had to be a dick about it, but I hope not to. So far, they've been really good to us. Both sides.
Cool. It's always a great thing to have good neighbors.
Yeah.
You know?
The fence helped.
Because you got that one neighbor, man. You know, they could have traffic coming and going. And I'm not talking about good traffic, you know? Fucked up traffic, you know? Fucking kids always touching your shit on your porch and teasing your dogs and, you know.
So far, none of that. No, the worst I ever got was I was digging for reasons, and they came over and sat on my stoop and watched me, and I was like, that's fine. You know, I wasn't like, do you want to come sit? Like, I don't know why they found it so fascinating. But they did. Yeah. They're nice kids. They're not bad.
This house, the one house across the street, fucking every person that rented that house was a fuck up. But not these new people. They're cool. A little weird, a little cultish, a little of that going on, you know. Like I said, the type that never blink when you're talking to them.
Yeah, you said that off mic before we started, and it's funny when you said that. My dad worked with a guy who was, again, for all I, like, my dad worked with him. I've seen his office back in the day. He is as close to you, like, as you'd sit there and he'd sit there. The office is probably the size of my living room and shit for two people.
Right.
And he was a funny dude, man, because he didn't blink, and his laugh was,
Yes.
And, like, just didn't blink, and you're like, why are you laughing at that? That wasn't really even funny.
It's weird.
Do you think they're robots?
No, I mean, they say there's hybrids.
Do you think you'd know if there was an android living across the street?
No.
I don't think either.
No. They wouldn't unleash them on the public if they weren't spot on.
Oh, see, I've always thought if there was going to be androids hiding, it'd because, like, they became self-aware, and, like, that was one of the explosions that happened, and there was no survivors, but this colony of androids actually got out and dispersed all over. That's how I see it happen. They just want to be like us. I have too much time to think sometimes, sorry.
Yeah, me and you both.
What else going on in your week?
Oh, man. Just chilling out, man. Just hanging out with my demons, you know what I mean? I hang out with them every day, you know?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Oh, we got the pill demon on the left shoulder. We got the cocaine fucking demon on the right shoulder. You know, from the past.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I've wanted to drink for, I don't know. I think it's the late nights again all of a sudden. I don't think the Corona intake or the shutdown bothered me until all of a sudden it's fucking dark at 4:30 again. Now I'm just like, fuck it. Let's get drunk.
The only thing I get the urge for anymore is a cigarette, you know?
Preach.
And I do have a cigarette from time to time, you know?
You a menthol guy, regular?
Yeah, menthol.
Newport, Marlboro?
No, Camel Crush Silver Menthol. The double menthol, you crush it. And
Oh, I could fuck around with a Camel Crush. It would bring me right back. It's so funny because you talked about you worked at Disney. Disney to me is, yes, working there, and the opposite is sitting on not a balcony. It was a ledge. Like, I don't know. Fuck, I'm so bad at describing shit sometimes. But I wasn't going to smoke in there, so I'd smoke out on the porch almost. Fucking Camel Crushes, bro. I don't know what's the silver. Silver is lights then?
It's kind of like a light.
Because back
more
in my
of a cleaner
CVS,
cigarette, it seems to me. It don't stink and stink your clothes up as much, you know?
Yeah, I do think that's what it is. Maybe even an ultralight. Because I remember back when I was working at the pharmacy, and they had switched from regular light and ultralight. I think it was gold, silver, and bronze, right? Or some shit like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Just because somebody was like, they're lighter, they're better for me. And everybody's like, no, that's not how that works. And they eventually won that lawsuit. And yeah, it's been a minute since I had a cigarette. Last time I can remember having one was during finals a few years ago. I was like, I'll have one. And I remember hating it. But I still crave one. I crave one when I watch people smoke.
I really want one if I'm like stressing about something or I'm drinking, which I don't really drink. So
I do, yeah. No, you never mentioned drinking. What do you like to drink even?
Tanqueray and pineapple. Yeah.
That's why you drink Tanqueray, so you can reminisce and wish you wasn't living so
You already
devilish.
know.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
I do, man. I've always wanted to drink Tanqueray just so I could say that. So your setup there is Honestly, it's been a long week. I needed that. That was awesome. Thank you. You're going to go home and be like, you won't believe that he tried to rap Biggie to me. I don't know if I can do this anymore.
You were pretty good, man. You were good. But yeah, besides that, man, I'm just chilling out, waiting for Christmas to be over with and move on with 2021.
Fucking A. So next year we got confirmed. We're going to finally, I believe I've talked about it, get a laundry room, bathroom going. Thank fucking God. I mean, I'm lazy. I'm not too lazy. I believe I'm a nice amount of hybrid lazy. And I'm tired of walking up the stairs to take a pee sometimes. Everything we do is downstairs. So to have that, we're still using her father's house like a laundromat.
It'll be a game changer, bro.
It will. And the thing that's pushing me through it is like time is stupid. And I will be in this house for so long that this time will seem so minuscule. And I will eventually look at my wife and be like, wasn't it funny? Like, do you remember having to take this to your dad's house? She'll be like, yeah, that seems like so long ago. And it'll be like 2 months after it's done. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
We, for the longest time in this house, didn't have real furniture. It was all, we literally bought it right before Corona. Twice it was scheduled to come and got canceled because the country was like, I don't know what we're doing at the very beginning. Finally got here. But in that meantime, we were on a blow-up couch. Yes, they make them. Yes, they exist.
Damn.
It was kind of cool. It was almost a 3-seater. And then it would fold out to be a bed as well. But because we have a dog who refuses to sit on his own, he kind of blew that shit out. Anyway, what I'm trying to get is, it seemed like the fucking worst when we were trying to get comfortable on that couch, and now we can't remember. And in the retrospect, we've still been here less than a year. So how long and how bad could it have been is what I'm hoping for this laundry room. So amen to getting the fuck out of 2020. Let's see what 2021 has.
Yes.
Just a little bit of foreshadowing in there of it's almost Christmas. I think next week we're going to go for a short episode dropping on a Wednesday, because who's going to download a podcast on a Friday? I think a Wednesday will be a good traveling day. So hopefully that's what we're going to be able to accomplish. And we're going to ditch the 3-act structure, if you will. We're just going to talk about Christmas stuff. So if you want to talk about it with us, we're going to be talking about, like, what are some of your favorite recipes, some of your favorite memories, favorite gifts, favorite movies, all your favorite kind of Christmas shit. We'd love to hear from you. So make sure to like and subscribe on all of our social media. I'll have a post up and different things, and we'll hang out. We'll have Christmas together apart, Podcast Nation. With that, we're going to close out of the bros. We're going to talk about some superheroes. Snick. So I don't know if you know what that is. No, you don't. Anyway, in comic book, when Wolverine pops his claws, it's SKNIT. Sknit.
Didn't know that.
It's one of my favorite things. When I was a kid, I think I talked about the animation was my shit. And Wolverine had this line, and Scott Summers, Cyclops, is like, hey, you shouldn't leave. And he goes, I go where I want to go. And he pops the claws. I did that shit probably for like 4 years straight with a little toy. Anyway, if you haven't been paying attention to the last, minute of me rambling, we're going to talk about the Wolverine. That's right, the Marvel Comics Wolverine, Hugh Jackman Wolverine. And this is great because nobody's played him but Hugh Jackman. So last time we talked about the Punisher and how many different people played him. No, it's just been fucking Hugh Jackman. First appearance technically is in the Incredible Hulk number 180. Full appearance comes the one after that in 181. If you're a comics person, you just imagine the cover in your head because it is super memorable. His costume back then was kind of funny. It was a little funky. I'll show you some pictures, but it's not what we know and love today. But a costume doesn't make any fucking sense in what we're talking about today because he's never donned one in any movie. How bad do we want to see Hugh Jackman in a fucking Wolverine suit? Super bad. Who created them? Roy Thomas, Len Wein, and John Romita Sr. Known affiliations are obviously the X-Men, the X-Force, and he's been on the Avengers. Now, an origin breakdown is a little bit tough to do. We did not watch X-Men Origins Wolverine because fuck that, but we will maybe talk about what I can do I do have the motion graphic comic, and you'll either love that or you'll hate it. And by that I mean you'll hate it. So maybe. We'll talk about that, but it shows his origin as a little boy growing up in a house, and he's sick all the time, and then his mom fucks the groundskeeper, and that's really who he is, and his brother's Sabretooth, and there's a lot to go through. Spoilers. Power breakdown, he can heal from anything. And he's got bone claws. And then they put adamantium over those bone claws. And adamantium is the strongest substance ever. So officially, he's indestructible. Because even if like you blowtorched away all of his skin and stuff, it would just grow back. And you can't break his bones or just like dismantle him because it's fucking adamantium and shit.
Right, like every time you stabbed him, he was just like taking it right out, you know?
One time, Scott Summers, Cyclops, blew him up and only one cell was left and he came back from that. Isn't that fucking stupid crazy? Like I said, Hugh Jackman is the only person to play him. First time up at bat was in 2000. This was his 6th time doing the role. One of them was only in X-Men Days of Futures Past where he said, go fuck yourself. But that's still like, that's a lot of character reprisals and he wasn't damn near done.
So how many X-Men movies are there?
Up till this point or in all?
Like in all.
Jesus Christ. So we have
versus
1, 2,
just
3 originals. We have 1, 2, 3 Logan stories. We have 1, 2, 3 post stories. So 9? Are we at 9 already? Am I missing anything?
So how many X-Men versus just the Wolverine movies?
I think that's 6-3 then.
6-3? Okay.
Yeah, so X-Men Origins, we have the Wolverine, and then the finisher is Logan. So speaking of Logan, this was also directed by the same guy who did Logan, James Mangold. That's a great last name. I'm not going to lie, that kind of sounds like a porno name. Like, oh, no.
Check out my Mangold.
That's exactly what I thought.
Check it out.
Who's here to save us? Don't worry. Mr. Mangold is here.
Mangold is here. Have no fear.
We might check that one out because that's pretty fucking gnarly. I haven't seen that in a minute as well. This one I haven't seen in a minute. So we're gonna go together with this. The summary that I stole off IMDb because I realized I just kind of tangent everywhere, and some people are like, "What? Wolverine comes to Japan to meet an old friend whose life he saved years ago and gets embroiled in a conspiracy involving Yakuza and mutants." Embroiled. What a fun word that is. To start this off, I do want to praise, it's not my favorite movie. It's not my favorite Wolverine movie because Logan is. This opening scene is dope. This is the one that you talked about. You were like, is this the one like when we talked about? No?
No, I think it's one of the X-Men.
Oh, okay. So when I was like, which one do you want to watch? You're like, it opens with World War II. And I said, Wolverine does. And you're like, maybe it's that one, but that's not the one you wanted to watch this whole time?
No.
Cool. So what did you think of this movie now that we're talking about this one? Jesus.
It sucked.
Oh, it sucked. Yeah, no, don't be sorry. I don't very much, I don't love it.
I'm sorry to the people who directed the movie and all that, and the actors, whoever. I'm sorry. I didn't like it.
All right, let's talk about the opening just really quick. When he protects that guy from the bomb and shit. And come on, I thought that was
I mean, it was
really
a good
cool.
scene. It was a good scene in the scene on the train.
Yeah, that was fucking
dope.
cool.
No doubt. That was cool, but
in between there, you had a bad CGI bear, and he's living in the woods, and you're like, well, this is strange. Some chick comes, and she finds him, and she's like, I can see shit. And she puts him on a plane. Yeah, what happened?
There was just too many scenes with him and the Japanese girls. Like, between both of those girls, it was stretched out to me. Like, there could have been a little bit more action.
So the guy's life, who he saves in the beginning from this bomb, is the guy who lures him, and spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. It's kind of old movie, guys. I'm sorry. He's the guy who wants to trick him out of his immortality and becomes the Silver Samurai, who I learned today actually was 2 different people in comics, and they kind of amalgamated him for this movie. So there was a Silver Samurai with a giant mecha suit, and there was a Silver Samurai who had a sword. It was like a father and son, and... Anyway, I found that kind of interesting. I can't really get on board with a lot of this movie as well. It has cool scenes, but not a lot of it's awesome to me. Hugh Jackman for it probably got as big as he ever did, so he's still good to Wolverine for me.
I just remember watching a movie with I just remember the beginning of it. I must have been fucking high or something, but
You don't say.
but yeah, it's got to
What do
have
you
something
remember?
to do with X-Men.
World War II. Is it? So it's the clip that you sent me with the Magneto kid at the beginning, and Kevin Bacon's there, and he's like, "Hey, move this quarter," and the kid's like, "9, I can't do it," and then he's like, "Hey, move this quarter," and he's like, "No," and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna bring in your mother," and boom, shoots him, and then he's like, "Ah!"
I pretty much turned it like right after that.
That's not the one you're talking about either. Jesus Christ. First Class, does that one start with war? How does that one start? I can't even think about how that one starts, to be honest.
Or maybe it shows all of them at the beginning, like doing something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll have to
We'll
look
run
at
into it. We'll run into it.
eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
Or maybe it's even just the first one. The first one starts with like a bunch of Jews being walked into Auschwitz. Again, it's kind of similar to the one I was just talking about because they used the same opening shots to kind of be like, hey, these movies are the same. But that's definitely World War II feely, but there's no soldiers. Well, there's German soldiers, but there's no fighting. It's just, and the kid's like, no, and he's trying to like bend the metal to get his mom and dad back. Nothing.
No.
So for all you fucking know, it's not even an X-Men movie.
Oh, it's
really.
an X. I know it is. I know he's in it. I know he's in it.
Hugh Jackman.
Yes. I know for a fact.
Yeah, so we've got 9 movies to get through to figure out which one it is, and we definitely know it's not the Wolverine.
No,
right?
I think there's some other superheroes
In it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible, because again, the X-Men, he's pretty big in that. When he first got that, it's so funny to watch his body transformation, because like he was lean and mean. Because the thing that's always kind of sucked about Hugh Jackman compared to James Howlett, who is the Wolverine, is like he's only supposed to be 5'6".
He was pretty jacked in this.
Hell yeah, he's like 6'4".
I was looking at him like, damn, dude, you know that's not no superhero costume. Fucking, that's him. Like that's his body.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Like what the human body could do, and meanwhile I look like a sack of fucking potatoes.
Yeah. 2 of them.
Yeah, and he's just like, it's fucking crazy. I think half the reason he stopped wanting to do it, he's like, I can't eat boiled chicken anymore. I don't want to eat boiled chicken anymore. I don't feel like doing it. And I'm like, that's not a bad reason not to do it. But at the same time, those paychecks must have been nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he just kept getting more and more money the more he came back.
Yeah, he got paid.
So we talked about Hugh Jackman. We talked about the director. Brief summary. On your ratings list, where are we falling?
6. I give it a 6.
So still a D minus maybe?
Yeah.
So it passed. It's not a complete failure. That's not bad.
No.
I don't think it's very much loved. It doesn't have a great popularity on IMDb. I don't know what it's... I don't like to do the Rotten Tomatoes that much. But on IMDb, their popularity, it says it's down. Sometimes it's okay. I don't think the villain was that great with the Viper lady. And then at the end, when she sheds her skin, that was weird. A lot of it's just weird. Let's keep checking out. Hold on one second. So on its estimated $120 million budget, it only made 53 back in its opening weekend. That's not a bad opening. It's not huge. Worldwide, it just about broke even at 132. Oh no, the cumulative is 414. So it didn't do bad box office-wise. Made money.
They tripled it.
That's really not that bad, considering how much they had to pay to Hugh Jackman.
How much did he make off it?
They don't put that. Somewhere somebody will make a guess, but I don't think anybody can really know. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's publicly traded.
It's not like a set price that actors get, or is it just off of how much it makes in the movies, or is it like a commission? Like, how does it work?
So from what I've heard, and this I can actually speak to pretty recently, Warner Brothers has decided that their 2021 slate is coming straight to HBO Max at the same time that it hits theaters. And this is pissing people off because apparently when you act, you are expecting 2 checks. One is, all right, you did your fucking job. This is what we talked about. Here's your check. And a check on the back end is, yeah, I mean, if it's a weird, holy shit, this made $100 billion, like, yeah, somebody gets a piece of that.
Right.
So I do know for Wonder Woman, her, Gal Gadot, and the director Patty Jenkins got a little here, please don't be mad money, but other people like stuff coming out, might not. I don't know. So yeah, he got a check, and most likely he got a piece of that something somewhere. Sorry.
Like, do you think there's like incentives? Like they get this, they get that. Like NFL and basketball players, how they get like if they get a certain amount of points a year or a certain amount of touchdowns a year, they get an extra 500,000, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you were in an Academy Award-winning movie, or you yourself have won an Academy Award, I have to imagine your stock goes up, because that's how they sell movies half the time, is Academy Award winner Nick James. You know what I mean? Like, they want to market them as that. So, yeah, it's also got to feed into the paycheck somehow of, like, my name is blank. You want to fucking use that name. Yeah, it's got weight to it because I've won a blank. And I do believe, too, not having to sell somebody on a new Wolverine also banked him money. Every time he kept coming and putting on the claws, it was just because we flipped out over it, you know? I really still, to this day, can't imagine somebody else doing the role.
It just wouldn't be right.
No. Because I said the first time he did it was 2000. I was 10 years old when X-Men came out. Like, on the heels of, like, learning the cartoon and figuring it out, and though they didn't do the spandex, they made jokes about it, but they didn't actually put it on. Like, that movie's fucking good to this day.
It's kind of like Lou Ferrigno when he played the Hulk. Like, that's what I grew up on, watching him every Friday night. And anything after that just wasn't right, you know?
I do. So, yeah, he played it for damn near close to 2 decades, and with the new Disney buyout, we don't know, because I do believe that he's a big enough fucking monster that with a nice enough truckload of cash backed up into his place, he would do it again, and we would eat it up. So maybe we'll see it again. If not, we got to recast. We got to find, in my opinion, let's find a small. I want a smaller person.
Why?
Because Wolverine's supposed to be small. Like, I'm taller than Wolverine, and that as a kid, I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because he still fucks people up. Doesn't take shit from anybody. I mean, he's just cool.
And got a mean streak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. One of my favorite representations of him, I think you can actually even find it on Netflix now. It's Hulk versus, and one of them's Hulk versus Wolverine.
I'd like to see that.
You would. I know that sounds very harsh, and I'm just like, you would, but in that movie, it's actually two. You get Hulk versus Wolverine and Hulk versus Thor. So both of them are under an hour. So you can actually sit there and be like, okay. And in this one, Deadpool would show up, and you'd be like, look, it's Deadpool. I get this reference. This is cool. That's going to be the best. I can't wait for you to start like putting shit together and being like, is this the same? Is it? That's when we know that we've come to a level of just like, all right, I see what's happening. The webs are being woven.
I'm ready.
So next week, like I said, fun little Christmas episode. The week after that, we might vote on a movie. Let's get people's votes in. I'm just kind of, going by the seat of my pants, figuring stuff out. Maybe we'll start getting votes in. Next week's Christmas. Let's go back to the list really quick.
Yeah, pick a movie
Hugh
for somebody.
Jackman. Sorry.
That's okay.
Did you like Hugh Jackman, though? Again, you're going to see more of him, so I hope next time maybe he's in a better role.
I do like him as an actor. Cool. I do.
Yeah. What's your favorite other Hugh Jackman movie, not as Wolverine?
Just as Wolverine is all I really know him as.
Oh, okay. So he did that well of a job. That's fucking awesome. I might one day, on a separate occasion, show you The Prestige. It was fucking crazy. It's magic, if you couldn't tell by my magic hands. Special effects.
Yeah, the train scene was cool.
The Silver Samurai robot at the end.
He was all right.
It wasn't that bad. Once they opened him up and you could see the little man's head inside, that's when you're like, nah.
I did like how he kept getting younger and younger and younger.
That was a good effect, yes, sir.
That was real cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
I touched on, I don't want to shit in her mouth too much, but the Lady Viper makeup and effects after a while, I was like, this is stupid. Why are we here? Oh, so that girl can have somebody to fight. Great.
Yeah, I could have did without her.
Yep. The bear I mentioned at the beginning, I find that unbearable. Thank you very much. The claws are better in this. I don't know how long down the road it'll take to watch that X-Men Origins movie as I continue to shit in that mouth, because fuck that mouth. But there's a scene where he's looking at him for the first time in the bathroom mirror, and it's like, what the fuck were you guys? What happened? Because they look that fake. It's laughable when you look at that budget. So for this one, I think they did a good job. His body was insane. That was not CGI'd. Like, he really does a great job with that. Yeah, everything else there was, the effects were fine. The score was fine. The whole thing is just kind of meh.
So what's your rating? What do you rate it?
I might stick with you at a 6, maybe a 7, because I'd put the one before that. Like, again, I'm going to shit all over Origin. But I don't like that not as a Wolverine movie sometimes. You know, that gets a lot of horrible flack because they fuck Deadpool real hard. I do like that opening scene. I don't know. Yeah, 6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
A D+, C-. Like, yeah, you pass. Like, you were there.
Right.
You were there. I was there. I didn't have a bad time.
To me, it was more like I just couldn't wait for it to end.
And it took its fucking time doing it.
Yeah, it did. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I give it a 6. It was nothing special.
Hopefully next time we can find the X-Men movie that you were talking about. Because, again, we only picked this one because you were talking about an X-Men movie that starts with war. And I really thought it was this one because it starts with a bombing in Japan.
I should have told you, like, yeah, I think it's one of the X-Men movies.
Did it start with, like, a dilapidated city?
I'd have to watch it.
We're going to watch them all. Do you just want to go on an X-Men binge? No, I don't want to do that. If anything, I'm more interested in going back to Spider-Man recently. They're making a new Spider-Man, and everybody from the past Spider-Mans are apparently all coming back. Like, literally. I'm a geek. I love this shit, and I'm tired of reading news about who's coming back for the Spider-Man. Because I'm just like, we get it, Marvel, Sony. You're going to throw everything at us to make us go, and I am going to eat it up, but you don't have to, like, push it down my throat. Let me take a bite.
So what are you thinking?
The original Spider-Man? Sam Raimi? Tobey Maguire? We have weeks, so that might be on it. If we don't do that, let's set the stage. So if it's not the original Spider-Man, it'll be Man of Steel, which is the revisioned Superman. And though I do think it'll be long for your taste, I love this movie.
Either one, Spider-Man or Man of Steel. One of those two.
We're either going to watch Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man or Henry Cavill's Man of Steel. I think that'll be good. We have 2 weeks till then. Come back for our fun little episode. We're going to drop it on Wednesday of next week. So today's Friday. You're listening to this just on Wednesday. It's not even a week, and you'll hear us again talking about our Christmas stuff. Make sure to check out our social media. We're going to have little voting stuff up. Again, favorite foods, traditions, pastimes, all that good stuff right here on Buds, Bros, and Superheroes. I think with that, we're donezo, sir.
Yeah, and leave a comment on anything you want, really. Let us know you're watching. Thank you for checking us out.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so very much. With that, Buds, Bros, and Superheroes are out of here.
Rah.